What's up, ambitious fam? Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, if you're not, welcome back. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. As you can see from the title, this video is all about my first semester in medical school, expectations versus reality. All right, you all, so let's just jump right into this. I do have 5 expectations that I had that I want to touch on. So the first, I do have my laptop right here because I wrote down some notes. So the first one is that medical school is extremely hard. So coming into medical school, I definitely thought it was going to be extremely hard. I thought it was going to be extremely stressful. I'm going to say I do not agree on this now. Reality is that medical school is actually very much different than undergrad in the fact that it does not want to weed you out. Like, that is not their intention. That actually looks worse on the medical school than it does on you. I feel like a part of the undergrad, curriculum, a lot of what we went through in terms of pre-med classes and the MCAT, that was a part of the weeding out process. Once you get into medical school, they really want you to thrive. They want you to win. They want to see you shine. They have advisors in place. They have the deans that are very supportive as well. They have all these different resources. They have just educator groups or tutoring sessions. All these different resources that are put in place to support you and to help you do your very best in medical school. And it's not something that professors are out to get you on every single problem in the exams. Like, they really want to give you the material that's going to be tested on. Like, it's not going to be super, catching you off guard in terms of the material on the exam. Like, it's really going to coincide. So yeah, like, that really is the first one. Also, another thing I wanted to say about medical school is that they really do have different options as well. Like, whether you need to postpone an exam because of something that's going on, they also will allow you to remediate classes if you do not pass a class. They allow you to even retake years if you need to. It really does look bad on the school if there's a high dropout rate. So yeah, that's something I definitely want to get off my chest. Okay, so next point, you all, is that medical school is competitive. So I actually wanted to talk about my specific medical school. This is not something that I feel like correlates with every single medical school or everybody's experience in medical school. But my personal experience has been very much a good one so far. I really don't feel like we have a competitive class or even much of a very competitive program. I feel like our class is very collaborative. That is something that I really do appreciate. Like, everyone really wants to give out their, whatever Anki decks they made, study guides they made, resources that they know about, different applications that they use, Sketchy, Anki, Boards and Beyond, USMLE, RX, all these different options. Like, people really do want to tell you about what they use and what's been working for them. And I feel like that's really something that I am very much happy that I chose this school for. I'm not sure if it's something that's a part of everyone's experience, but it definitely makes a tremendous difference in your experience in medical school if you feel like everyone's really wanting to see you or help you succeed, for the most part. I'm not gonna say every single person, but for the most part, that's how I felt. Also, I feel like it does help when your school is a pass-fail school, and most medical schools are definitely turning into that type of grading system. So that helps a lot, reduce the amount of anxiety and competitiveness there is in a tough program like this. But yeah, my school specifically, we have pass-fail, but we also do have quintile rankings. So I guess I'll find out whether or not I'm, what part of ranking I am at the end of the year. But honestly, I feel like for the most part, everyone has a me versus me mentality. Of course, there's some people that really want to outcompete the next person, but majority of us, I feel like, are really just focused on ourselves and how we can improve on each exam, or how we can improve our study routine or study strategies, and just, do our best. So the next one is medical school is like drinking from a fire hose. So I know everyone has, or almost everyone has heard this phrase before. I know I definitely heard this many times before entering medical school, and it scared the heck out of me, to be real with y'all. And I'm sure some of y'all are probably scared as well. But I do want to say, yes, this is true. Technically, it is like drinking from a fire hose, because you really do have non-stop information and it doesn't stop. Yes, this is true, but I do want to emphasize the fact that your study routine is the biggest thing that's gonna make the difference in medical school. And honestly, it's gonna take, maybe some people more time to figure out what works best for them. But I feel like this is the biggest component that makes a difference. For myself, I feel like my study routine has worked very well from the very start. And I feel like for anyone that's going into medical school next year or applying to medical school, I want to say this is something that if you don't do anything else, really try to figure out a routine that will work for you. I did a lot of research this summer on YouTube. I would literally watch, okay, this is my study routine. Watch through most of these people, and majority of people that I found on YouTube that were successful, of course there's a lot of people that are successful that aren't on YouTube, but the majority of the people were doing Anki. We're using Anki, and they had a specific routine, like literally hour by hour laid out. And I was like, I'm such a person that I need organization. I need an exact plan. And I studied people's study routines. And I feel like that's what made things so much easier for me to just come right in and stick exactly to the routine I had. And it worked for me, and me not even really change it at all. Of course, there were maybe little modifications, but for the most part, I stuck with the routine I came in with. That's what allowed me to really, I think, thrive right away, because I had structure, and structure really helps make a difference. Like, man, so back to that phrase, medical school is like drinking from a fire hose. I think why I love Anki so much is the fact that it doesn't, first of all, it doesn't take up my entire day. I'm not trying to look around and figure out what to study each day of every week, because there's so much material given to us. I feel like that would waste time just trying to find out what I should be studying. Looking at slides passively, just reading material passively. I feel like that wasn't going to be the most effective thing for me. I felt like, yes, going to lectures, reading those slides that first time, that first round, but immediately after, and also I'm going to say that my school, we have like pre-made decks. So I used pre-made decks at our school, and I would watch a lecture. Immediately after those 4 lectures that we had that day, I would open and unlock those 4 lecture decks and start them. And then the next lectures that I had, I would go do the same exact thing. Doing it every single day until the exam allowed me to literally be able to absorb so much material that was given to me, not feel like I'm ever falling behind. So Anki, it's worked for me because it was always about active recall. Every single time I studied, I was actively recalling something. Getting through those cards every day will always be easier and easier because you saw those cards the day before or 3 days before, and now seeing it the 7th time before an exam, and now it's just like it doesn't even feel like anything now. So yeah, I feel like the biggest thing when it comes to medical school and studying, find out a routine that you want to stick with beforehand. That's that 3rd point. So the 4th point is, okay, you won't have time for anything else. I definitely had this expectation as well coming into medical school. I was so upset before coming. I just felt like my life was going to change, and I wasn't going to have any time with my friends, family, any time to do the things I enjoy. Working out, watching shows on Netflix, movies on Netflix, talking to my boyfriend, creating content for Instagram, creating content for YouTube, all these different things that I literally thought I wasn't going to have time for. I was scared, and nervous about. But this one, in reality, I do not agree with this. I feel like if you don't have something that you're doing that's gonna make you happy outside of school, outside of studying, to just renew you and refresh you before going back into studying, it's going to, I feel like, gonna have an impact on you and your mental health and your study routine and your success in medical school. So before you're coming to medical school, I recommend, if you haven't yet, especially for people that don't, go into gap years and you're just going straight in, that summer before coming to medical school, definitely tap into your passions. Definitely try to tap into hobbies that you love, things that you like to do. Really tap into what will make you happy so that you make time for those things once you get into medical school. So that you literally make sure you prioritize those things that bring you peace, those things that bring you joy. Because it's needed. It's truly needed. We spend a lot of time in, in the laptops, in the books, in the iPads, whatever. And you really need something to just get your mind off of it and relax yourself. And I feel like this is something that's needed every single day, to be honest. I don't think this is like, oh, once a week you should do this. Personally, I make sure every single day I am filling myself with things that really do fulfill me. Whether that's just relationships or shows or just entertainment, hobbies, whatever it is. Just find something that you can tap into, and I truly feel like this is something you should do on a daily basis to just rejuvenate yourself for the next morning. All right, and number 5, you all, so this is the last expectation I had, was that I would be attending a lot of in-person lectures or classes, and this is not the case. The reality is that you actually don't need to be on campus for most courses. So anatomy, yes, definitely. We have gross anatomy in the lab, dissecting cadavers, and that literally is probably the most memorable moments of medical school. I really did enjoy anatomy so much. Just seeing the human body on another level like that has been so extraordinary. I feel like that is my favorite part of medical school. Bonded with my lab partners, we're just so cool. I really do appreciate them. I feel like it was such a team bonding effort getting through this this class. But for the most part, most courses are recorded and you could watch it online. That is what I do. So if you're that type of person who likes to watch things on 2x speed or pause, go back whenever you need that, that is very possible. I feel like for most medical schools, if not all medical schools. So that's what I've been doing. I honestly sit right here. I watch my lectures on 2x speed, and I pause it when I feel like I'm not understanding something, and that's just what's helped me truly grasp exactly what the professor wants to say or is trying to say. I feel like if I was in class, I honestly feel like I would get bored in class. I feel like I would doze off. I feel like I would lose track of what he's saying or she's saying, and that just wouldn't be beneficial for me. But everyone finds their thing that works, because a lot of people do love in lecture classes, live lectures, and it helps them actually focus more and pay attention, whereas for me it does the opposite. So I do want to just say though, it is possible to literally do medical school from home. So yeah, those are my 5 expectations and my 5 realities. So let me know if any of those expectations are things you had in mind, things that you expected. If you're in medical school now, let me know if you have those expectations as well. If you aren't in medical school yet, let me know if there's any other expectations that you would like me to talk about as well. Like anything else that you're scared about, you're nervous about, or just things that you're not sure about. Definitely let me know in the comments, and I would love to actually do maybe a part 2 on this and let you guys know what my reality is. Everyone's story is different. So let's just make sure, I want to make sure that that's emphasized as well, that this is not everyone's medical school story. This is not everyone's medical school experience. This is my personal one, but I feel like it is helpful to share, from my point of view. So if you guys appreciated this, if you guys like this video, please give me a like, give me a comment, let me know your feedback. And thank you again so much for watching this. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday, safe travels to and from wherever you're going, and take care, Ambitious fam. See you.